was a big issue, and like, I mean, it messes with your mental. I don't care how good you are.
I know Dana would feel the same, but it's hard because it should have never been like that.
It made you a lot better, Izzy. It made us a lot stronger up here.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a pro athlete dealing with online hate? Angel Reese's teammates are living that nightmare right now. They're getting bullied so bad, they're literally crying in interviews. Let's talk about what's going on and why it's such a big deal. Picture this, Dana Evans and Isabel Harrison, tough WNBA players, breaking down in tears after a game. Not because they lost, but because of what's happening off the court. It's crazy, right? These women are getting hammered online by their own teammates' fans. So who's Angel Reese? She's the superstar who led LSU to a national championship. She's got a ton of passionate fans, but those fans? They're taking things way too far. You know what's even crazier? This is just the tip of the iceberg. The stuff these players are dealing with is shocking. I'm talking next level bullying that's tearing this team apart. Want to know more? Keep watching because this story gets wild. Now let's talk about these so-called fans. Ever wonder how far some people will go to support their favorite player? In Angel Reese's case, her fans crossed a line that's left her teammates shattered. The fallout, it's changing the game in ways you wouldn't expect. You've heard of passionate fans, right? Well, Angel Reese's supporters took it to a whole new level. They call themselves the Reese's Pieces, and they're not just cheering from the sidelines. These folks are launching full-scale attacks on Angel's own teammates. It's like they forgot they're all on the same team.
You kind of feel that way too.
I've never experienced this amount of
hate
and harassment. And if it's online, it's online, but like you now get tagged in it, and I'm constantly having to block people and just people making narratives up about you. It's hurtful. Racism and even people that look like me bashing you can keep it offline.
Dana Evans, one of Reese's teammates, couldn't hold back her tears when talking about the bullying. She said it felt like a slap in the face. Can you imagine trying to focus on your game when you're getting hit with hate from every direction? It's like trying to shoot hoops in a hurricane. But wait, it gets worse. Isabel Harrison, another teammate, dropped a bomb that'll make your jaw hit the floor. She said, "I've never experienced this amount of hate and harassment this entire season."
Steady bashing you that's supposed to be our supporters. I feel like that was a little slap in the face, and that was hard to kind of deal with.
I think that's just something that a lot of new fans need to be mindful of, and we don't want that to carry into the locker room.
And I feel like this season really challenged my mental to another level.
Think about that for a second. These are pro athletes we're talking about. They've been in the game for years, and they've never seen anything like this. Harrison went on to say how she's constantly getting tagged in negative comments. She's blocking people left and right, but it's like trying to stop a flood with a bucket. It's taking a toll on her ability to focus on what really matters, playing basketball. You know what's really crazy about all this? Social media has turned fan behavior into a whole different beast. Back in the day, if you didn't like a player, you might boo them at a game or complain to your buddies at the bar. Now, you can blast your hate directly to an athlete's phone 24/7. It's like having a stadium full of angry fans following you around all day, every day. This isn't just about a few mean comments anymore. We're talking about a systematic campaign of bullying that's tearing a team apart from the inside. These players are dealing with a level of criticism and hate that's unprecedented in women's basketball. And here's the kick, all this drama is happening off the court, but you better believe it's affecting what happens on the court. How can you expect these players to perform at their best when they're constantly looking over their digital shoulders? And you'd think being a pro athlete would be all about glory and fame. But for Angel Reese and her teammates, it's turned into a mental health minefield. How long can they keep their game faces on when they're crumbling inside? Let's talk about what's really going on behind the scenes. These players are dealing with a level of stress that's off the charts. Imagine trying to nail a three-pointer when your phone is blowing up with hate messages. That's what these women are facing every single day. The constant online bashing isn't just annoying, it's messing with their heads in a big way. We're talking about pro athletes who've trained their whole lives to perform under pressure, but this is a whole new ball game. The mental toll is real, and it's affecting how they play on the court. Think about it. How can you focus on your jump shot when you're worried about what nasty comment is waiting for you after the game? Like, it's like trying to play basketball while someone's yelling in your ear nonstop. No wonder these players are struggling. And it's not just about feeling bad. This emotional roller coaster is messing with team dynamics big time. When one player is down, it affects everyone. It's like trying to run a smooth offense when half your team is distracted by what's happening off the court. You know it's bad when players are asking for trades just to escape the toxicity. That's exactly what Dana Evans did earlier in the season. Can you believe it? A player would rather leave her team than deal with this constant barrage of hate. That's how serious this situation has become. But here's the thing. This isn't just about a few mean comments. We're talking about a level of bullying that's making tough professional athletes break down in tears during interviews. That's not normal, and it's definitely not okay. The scary part? This could be affecting game outcomes.
That was a big issue, and it messes with your mental. I don't care how good you are.
I know Dana went through the same, but it's hard because it should have never been like that.
It made you a lot better, Izzy. It made us a lot stronger up here.
How many missed shots, turnovers, or blown defensive assignments are happening because a player's mind is somewhere else? It's impossible to know for sure, but you can bet it's having an impact. And let's not forget the pressure these women are under to keep it together. They're expected to be strong, to shake off the hate, and just play ball. But they're human, just like the rest of us. There's only so much a person can take before it starts to show. This whole situation is shining a light on a bigger problem in sports. Social media has changed the game, and not always for the better. Athletes are more accessible than ever, and that means the haters have a direct line to them 24/7. It's like being in a fishbowl with nowhere to hide. The question is, how do we fix this? It's not as simple as telling players to ignore the hate or stay off social media. These platforms are part of their job now, whether they like it or not. But something's gotta give, because the current situation is unsustainable. While the whole team's struggling, one player's taking the brunt of it. Angel Reese thought she'd be living the dream after leading LSU to victory. Instead, she's in a nightmare. What pushed this basketball star to her breaking point? You'd think winning a national championship would be all sunshine and rainbows, right? Not for Angel Reese. Since leading LSU to the top, she's been hit with a storm of hate that's enough to make anyone crack. We're talking death threats, sexualization, and attacks from all sides. It's wild.
Launches her podcast by taking an immediate shot, in my view, at Caitlin Clark and her fans.
They have sent it to my family members. My family members are like, uncles are sending it to me like,
no.
Are you naked on Instagram? Post pictures of my bathing suits. No, like multiple occasions, people have made AI pictures of me like naked.
Reese opened up about the pressure, saying, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized. I've been threatened. I've been so many things. Can you imagine dealing with all that while trying to play at the top of your game? It's like trying to shoot hoops in a hurricane.
So I think it's really just the fans, her fans, the Iowa fans, now the Indiana fans.
Caitlin Clark hasn't done anything. She goes out and plays basketball. I've never seen her trash talk. I've never seen her taunt Angel Reese.
I think there's a lot of racism when it comes to it, and I don't believe she stands on any of that.
But here's the thing, Reese isn't backing down. She's standing tall in the face of all this hate, saying, I still wouldn't change anything, and I would still sit here and say I'm unapologetically me. That's some serious mental toughness right there. She's not just playing for herself, she's trying to stay strong for her teammates too. And speaking of teammates, they're not letting Reese face this storm alone. Flau Johnson stepped up to defend her, saying, everybody can have their opinion on Angel Reese, but y'all don't know her. I know the real Angel Reese, and the person I see every day is a strong person, is a caring, loving person. It's like the whole team is circling the wagons around their star player. Haley Van Lith, another teammate, chimed in too. She called Reese one of the toughest people I've been around. Van Lith made it clear that all this hate isn't affecting Reese's game. She's still out there bawling no matter what people are saying. But let's be real. This kind of pressure has to take a toll. Reese is only human after all. She's carrying the weight of a championship, the expectations of fans, and now this tidal wave of negativity. It's like she's got the whole world on her shoulders and everyone's watching to see if she'll stumble.
There is something there. There's one person who is driving all this, and it's Angel Reese.
Oh, they think, oh, I don't like her because her fans are saying this. No, I don't believe in her heart that she has hatred towards me.
It's like everything bad that happens to me is somehow connected to Caitlin Clark.
You know what's crazy? This is the flip side of fame that nobody talks about. 1 minute, you're the hero who led your team to glory. The next, you're a target for every keyboard warrior with an axe to grind. It's like Reese is living in 2 different worlds at once. And it's not just about Reese anymore. This whole situation is shining a light on a bigger problem in sports. Social media has changed the game, giving fans direct access to athletes 24/7. It's great when it's all love and support, but when it turns toxic, it's like having a stadium full of haters in your pocket at all times. The question is, how long can Reese and her teammates keep this up?
She's using Caitlin Clark, and then she goes, I don't think Caitlin Clark has hatred towards me.
Her fan base has gone, I'm talking about like...
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
And somehow she's connecting it to being a Caitlin Clark fan.
They're trying to stay focused on basketball, but with all this noise, it's gotta be tough. It's like trying to hear your coach's instructions while 1,000 people are shouting in your ear. So they're in deep. But is this game over? Not even close. There's a timeout being called on this bullying madness, and you won't believe the plays they're drawing up to change the game. What if the real MVP move happens off the court? Let's talk about how we can turn this whole situation around. First up, social media moderation. You know how refs call fouls on the court? Well, it's time to start calling fouls online too. Increased moderation of social media comments could be a game changer in shutting down cyberbullying. But here's the thing, it's not just about playing defense. We need to go on the offense too. Imagine fan education programs that teach people how to be supportive without crossing the line. It's like coaching fans on how to cheer without turning into haters. Now, you might be thinking, but isn't fan engagement important? Absolutely! But there's a sweet spot between keeping fans involved and protecting our athletes' mental health. It's like finding the perfect balance in a team's lineup. You need both offense and defense to win. So how do we create a more supportive fan culture in women's sports? It's not rocket science. We can look at other leagues that are doing it right. Some teams have figured out how to foster positive interactions and shut down toxic behavior. It's like they've cracked the code on how to be a great fan. And here's the best part. If we can fix this mess, everyone wins. Players would feel more secure and supported. You know what that means? Better performance on the court. It's like giving the whole team a confidence boost. But it's not just about the game. We're talking about creating a healthier sports community overall. Imagine a world where athletes can focus on their sport without worrying about what's waiting for them on their phone after the game. That's the kind of world we should be aiming for. You know what's really cool? Angel Reese gets it. She said, I just want them to always know I'm still a human, to keep being who you are. That's some real talk right there. It's a reminder that behind every jersey is a real person with real feelings. Now, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great, but can it really work? Well, hey, here's the thing. Oh, we won't know unless we try. It's like taking that game-winning shot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? And let's be real, this isn't just about basketball. This is about setting a standard for how we treat each other, both online and in real life. It's like we're writing a new playbook for fan behavior. So what's the next move? Well, that's where you come in. Yeah, you. Every fan has a role to play in this. It's like being part of the team, but instead of scoring points, you're helping create a positive environment. Think about it. What if every negative comment was replaced with a supportive one? What if instead of tearing players down, fans built them up? It could change the whole game. Alright, let's wrap this up. We've seen how bullying is tearing apart a team and messing with players' heads. It's not just about mean comments anymore. We're talking about a full-on assault that's making tough athletes break down in tears. This isn't the game we love. But here's the thing. We can change this. It's time for fans to step up and be part of the solution. How can we support our teams without wrecking the mental health of the players we admire? That's the million-dollar question. So what do you think? How can we make women's basketball a more positive space for everyone? Drop your ideas in the comments. Let's figure out how to cheer for our favorite players without turning into haters. Because at the end of the day, we're all on the same team, the team that loves this game.